Tim, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see and talk with you, Bobby.
Yeah, you too. I look behind you where you're sitting, and there is a big CMA award behind you. And before we came on, Eddie goes, "Did Tim Tebow win a CMA?" And I said, "No," but I was going to let you tell the story of why you have that CMA.
Well, Bobby, it's just one of my hidden talents is, just country music. No, not really. Actually, I have one of Luke Bryan's CMAs, and he has my Heisman. He actually he won it at his charity event. I put it up for auction every year because I figured it would, do a better job making an impact in people's lives, auctioning it off every year for 6 months or a year than it would just collecting dust in my house. And so him and his sweet wife bought it at their event for 6 months. And so, a couple months ago, I delivered it over there. And so it was actually the week leading up to Florida, Georgia, and Luke is a huge Georgia fan. So he started trying to tease me by putting, Georgia Bulldogs jersey on it and a bunch of other things. And so then I secretly, his wife got me one of his CMAs. And so then I started to play a lot of practical jokes with his CMAs. So we went back and forth and had an awesome time. And thankfully I had more bragging rights because we beat up on Georgia this year. So.
The funny part of that is he brought your trophy over to my house, which, by the way, the Heisman is incredibly heavy. It's heavier than you think. And I have an English bulldog. My bulldog is the one that licked the peanut butter off the Heisman trophy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Come on, Bobby. Gosh.
Well, listen, I'm from Arkansas, so I had no dog in that race. So, but he was like,
there's no skin in that game. I hear you.
He called me and was like, "Hey man, can I use your bulldog?" And I was like, "For what?" And he goes, "I got Tim's trophy." And so he brought it over. That was it.
I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
I
actually liked it. I thought that was so clever and awesome. So it's fun to be able to go back and forth like that.
Tim Tebow is on with us. The new book is Bronco and Friends, A Party to Remember. So tell me about this book. It's a kid's book, right?
It is. It's a children's book, and it's something that was so near and dear to my heart because I just remember when I was a boy and my parents would read to me before I'd go to sleep and the impact that it had. And so I wanted to write a children's book to, for every boy or girl out there that whether they read it or their parents read it to them, a book about worth and meaning and purpose. And this book is about whether your abilities or your disabilities, that, you have purpose, you have meaning, you have significance, and how we're all part of one bigger plan. And, it's really meaningful to me because the main character is Bronco, who is my dog that passed away last year. But the rest of the main characters, all of their names were actually passed away wish kids that I got very close to, that lost their battle with cancer and now looking down from heaven. So it was a way for me to honor a lot of special people in my life and also honor them with the story of all of these animals working together to kind of get to the big party and how they realized that whether their abilities or their disabilities, that they could all use whatever they had to help one another. And so it really means a lot to me. And it's been pretty special.
And Bronco was your dog, right?
Yes.
Bronco, is it hard to, because I know that dog was near and dear to your heart. And if I'm right, Bronco passed away, right?
He did. He passed away last year.
Was it emotional for you to have a book about a dog that you love? Because for me, my last book, I put my intro about my dog and his struggle before he passed away, and I still am like in tears when I see that thing.
Oh yeah, I mean it's when you lose a dog, it's like losing a best friend. And when I lost Bronco, it was just absolutely heartbreaking. But I thought it was really special to be able to honor him in this book and be able to remember him. And that was really special. But I also thought it was special to use him in a way that maybe could inspire and encourage young kids in their worth and their meaning and their purpose. Because, I believe that no matter your background, no matter your color, no matter your race, that we all have a purpose. And I've been in a lot of places in my life that because people were born different, some people viewed them as less than. And I don't believe anybody is less than. I believe that we were all created special, unique, and wonderful. And actually, that's how the book ends, that every single one of us is created special, unique, and wonderful. And I want every single kid to understand that and know that about their life, that they're one of one and they're special and they're fearfully and wonderfully made.
I want everybody to check out Bronco and Friends, A Party to Remember. We have Tim Tebow on with us. Now, tonight, big Monday night game, the national championship game. You've won 2 yourself. What are these players feeling this morning? Tonight's the game, but what are they feeling 12 hours before?
Well, I got to tell you, they're probably trying to sleep in, and it's really, really hard. I remember the mornings before a championship games, and you're trying to keep your mind off of it. You're trying to, just kind of go through the motions of what your normal routine is. But let's just be honest, you can't even really swallow. You're so nervous, and you're trying to do things that are going to take away the pressure. And so I think that's a big key in these games is we see it all the time. Some teams they use that pressure as motivation, and some teams, that pressure makes them burst. And I'm really excited. I think both teams are going to rise up to this pressure. I think they're going to handle it well. I think Ohio State's going to play great. I think Alabama has played great the entire season. So I'm so excited about this game. And I'll tell you what, I think both of these teams have a little chip on their shoulder trying to prove something as well.
For you, before a big game, a national championship game, or a big game in the NFL, did you ever just not sleep and you go, man, I'm exhausted because I couldn't sleep because I was so pumped up?
Yes, 100%, and it was awful. That's why I became a very big fan of the melatonin. So it was horrible the night before games. And so, I just started to try and find different ways to sleep because I was never someone that had a hard time getting up for the moment, getting excited, getting pumped up. But I did have a hard time kind of calming down and kind of having that calm before the storm. And so you would try to find different remedies for that. But I always was like, fine, just kind of it is what it is. And I'm just going to have to find a second win because that just kind of became my routine.
Tim Tebow, one final question for you. Do people ever come up to you, and maybe not now because people aren't really approaching folks and we're not out as much, obviously, but before coronavirus, would people ever come up to you and be like, man, I just need something motivational? Like randomly, give me some motivation, Tim Tebow.
Actually, it does happen somewhat, yeah. It's, whether that's, at a store or like a Publix or a Whole Foods or whatever, and there'd be, every now and then just, hey, do you have a verse or a quote or something? And, it does mean a lot that sometimes I'll get it and you can, have a chance to encourage someone. But then sometimes you're like, oh, man, like I got to dig deep to find something. It's like I got a mask on and I'm just trying to get a couple groceries at Whole Foods, But it is encouraging if people do, are willing to come to me and ask for something encouraging, especially in a hard time like right now.
Tim Tebow, you guys check out Bronco and Friends, A Party to Remember. Such a good message. Such a good guy, such a good dude. Always been super kind to me. Tim, good to talk to you. Good luck with the book, and I'll see you on TV soon. You do a great job talking about the games, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Love your show, and tell everybody I said, hey, man.
All right, well, Tim Tebow, everybody. Bye,
Yeah.
Tim.
Bye.